Okay, now that you have your gradebook set up, I'm going to show you how to activate the SIS Connect app, and that is what allows your Schoology gradebook to connect and communicate with your Focus gradebook. So when you're in a course, on your left panel, go down to Schoology SIS Connect, and when you click that app, you'll probably see a box that pops up that wants you to approve the app. And you only have to do this one time, the very first time that you set it up. So since I've already done that, mine won't generate again. So I can't show you what that looks like, but it's just a little blue box where you have to click approve. And so if you just click approve there, you will get to the SIS Connect screen, and there are kind of two tabs at the top. And we're going to ignore sync grades for now and focus on configuration. So click configuration. And then this is where you're kind of marrying your categories in Focus to the ones you have set up in Schoology. So you'll see that all your categories are listed there, and then there's a drop down and your categories will appear, and you just need to match them. So classwork goes with classwork, assessments goes with assessments. Now, I will tell you, I have no idea why there are multiple classworks, but just do the first one. Just do one of each. Just have one pair together of each category. As you can see in this screen, that's what I've done. The multiple categories there I've just left blank, and I have just connected classwork with classwork, assessments with assessments, and then my last category you'll probably end up seeing down at the bottom is independent reading is connected there. Then click Save Configuration, and then you should see your category configurations have been saved. Now, once students have submitted work and you've assigned scores, so let's say they took a quiz and you have the majority of your students have it taken, so you want to go ahead and get it in the Focus gradebook, there are two ways you can pass them over. One way is you can go back to that SIS Connect app on your left panel, or you can go directly to the gradebook for that course. If you go to SIS Connect, you can see all the assignments and you can kind of pick one or manually. If you go to Gradebook, you can sync all of the currently unsynced assignments at the same time. So if you'll take a look, you can see that this is from the SIS Connect screen. And you'll have to look for the assignment you want. And really it's easy because it'll be the only darkened sync icon. So when you see that one, that indicates that that's an assignment that has not been synced and is eligible to be synced. From the gradebook screen, you'll see the sync icon, but it's at the top next to a little clipboard. The clipboard actually tells you what the status is of all of your assignments as far as if they've been synced or not. And the sync icon, just if you have multiple assignments in there that haven't been pushed over to Focus, it will push them all at the same time. Notice that I haven't loaded an assignment in Focus. You don't actually have to add an assignment. Schoology is going to push everything over. So that's due dates, that's category, that's grade. All of it will push over. You don't have to put it in Focus first. If you do by accident, it's actually going to duplicate it. So you'll have two of them there. I actually did that the first time because I thought that I was supposed to add an assignment first and it was just going to push the grades, but it doesn't. It actually pushes the whole thing. So once you click the sync icon, you'll see that Schoology is spinning, and so you'll see those fading blue boxes there kind of telling you that it's working. And then once it has gone through, you see in the top picture, that is a successful sync. You see that successful has turned green, or it says green, or successful in green, and then the icon has turned back to a darker color. That means you can sync again. Let's say you had multiple makeups or maybe retakes or whatever. You can sync and it will update for you. It'll give you that new or the new scores in Focus. You can see that the one on the bottom has an error, and usually I find that I didn't do something right in my settings. If I have a category missing or incorrect, if you leave it ungraded, it won't sync over. That's what I did in this one by accident. So when you're setting up your assignment or your quiz, that's important to give it a grading category, because otherwise it won't have anywhere to put it, and it just will try and then it will fail because you didn't tell it where you want it. So that's why those categories are important. Then this is the Schoology screen after you, focus screen after you refresh. So you do have to refresh. If you don't see them there immediately, click refresh while you're in focus, and you should see that assignment passed over. You can notice, I put a little note here, the scores are all still in Schoology. So nothing happens to them once you push them over. They're basically in two places now. And if you decide you don't want this in the kid's final grade, you can delete the whole thing from Focus, and it's still going to stay in its original state in Schoology. So that all the scores are still there in that grade book, or and all your comments and anything that you put is still there. So you don't have to worry about that if you change your mind about putting something in Focus at the last minute, you change and you want it out. It's not going to affect what's in Schoology. So they'll effectively be in two places.